All right, so why would I put my movie up here on YouTube for free? Like, who in their right mind dedicates their entire life, literally for years, to make a film and basically spends every penny that they have to do it? And in my case, honestly, I didn't really spend that much money, but I spent an incredible amount of time where I could have been making money, doing other projects, doing other things. I dedicated my entire life to this project, just like I do with every project. That's what I do, you know. The film that I did before this, same thing. All of my plays, I mean, people who are my friends, they'll tell you, I pretty much have no life outside of my work. But why? Like, it doesn't even make sense. It's like not common sense. Why would I put this up on YouTube for free? You know, I've been really struggling with YouTube, you know. I have been approached by plenty of people, you know, telling me they could get me my watch hours and get me subscribers and all this kind of stuff if I paid them, or, you know, whatever other shady thing that they're talking about. And, you know, I've just turned away from everybody because, you know, I'm the kind of person who I want everything on this channel to be completely organic. And yeah, it is frustrating that, you know, I see people doing these videos talking about, you know, a decent video that had, you know, 20,000 views and stuff like that. I can't even fathom what that feels like. That I think the most views I've had is 3,000 or 4,000 maybe. I mean, I usually have 120, somewhere between 100 and 500 views, usually. You know, if I get lucky, I get 1,000, you know, 1,500, something like that. I consider 700 like a wild success. And so, but it's all good. Because you see, I have a lot of subscribers, and you know, not a lot for me. Like, I'm, you know, 1.2 thousand, you know, 1,200, something like that, you know, subscribers, and I have, you know, 3,951 watch hours, I think, or maybe 58, or, you know, I'm like somewhere between 40 and 50 watch hours away. And it's been completely honest, completely above board, completely organic. I've done nothing but make videos and put them out. And yeah, I've tried to get better with my SEO. I've tried to make better thumbnails. I've tried to make better titles, but that I can live with. I mean, that makes sense to me. But I'm not trying to game the system. I'm not trying to figure out the algorithm. And I'm not trying to make, see, this is the part that I've struggled with. I'm not trying to make videos that don't mean anything to me. You know, I'm not trying to copy other people's titles and make videos about what they made, you know, a video about. And, you know, a lot of the things that you see other YouTubers suggest that you do. I just can't do it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but it's just not me. And so I've been struggling with trying to figure out a way to make videos for YouTube that I would also bring to a theater. You know, like maybe short films, but they're not really short films to me. Like there's something that I've never seen before. Like I'm trying to create something that doesn't really exist in my mind, you know? Like, there are plenty of beautiful travel videos. There are a million amazing videos on YouTube, but they eventually become some kind of tutorial, some kind of something, you know what I mean? But the video I posted the other day, that to me was something that I could see bringing to a theater or putting in a festival or something like that. It's just a little bit different, and I thought, I'm proud of that, you know? Even though I think a lot of people probably hated it as a YouTube video. I don't think it's a good YouTube video. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue to try to make videos that are something that I would bring to a theater, you know, meaning like a multimedia kind of thing that I could see myself performing live and with the filmmaking that I'm doing, or that I could bring to a theater and screen as a film. Because I'm not going to screen a YouTube video. but maybe I can. Maybe I can create or develop a type of YouTube video that doesn't exist. And maybe it'll be an epic failure. I don't know. Or maybe I have real supporters, like real followers who will accept whatever I do as long as I put the same effort into it, as long as I am me, you know, as long as I'm being genuine, as long as I'm not trying to be anybody else, as long as I'm not trying to be like copying anybody else, not trying to be derivative. I hate derivative art. I really do. And I know we're all influenced by other artists. I mean, of course, you know, I'm influenced by so many other artists. But I'm always trying to create my own thing, and I'm not trying to be derivative of anybody or anything. And so that's part of the reason I'm releasing my movie on YouTube for free. Because I just want people to see it. And honestly, Steve Peckman, the guy who does my scores, I want people to hear his work because I want him to get work. Because he's on a level of anybody, you know. Terrence Blanchard, Ennio Morricone, like, he's up there with those people. It's just that you don't know him. But if you watch my films, you will say, whoa, who did that score? Did you use Epidemic Sound? And I'm going to say, no, I used Steve Peckman. It's all original. And he's brought in some other musicians from time to time, but he is my musical supervisor, and I want people to see his work. And I want people to see my work. And perhaps if people see these feature films that I'm doing, they'll trust me to do a bigger film, and maybe they'll give us money, give us a budget to do something for Netflix or HBO, my dream. HBO for me is top-notch everything. I think that would be the ultimate for me, other than a big theater release. But if I was engaged by HBO, man, because to me, The Wire is like the Bible for me, you know? I mean, I can name you so many HBO series that I love so much. And, but you know, also Showtime and Hulu and all the, there are so many great series, Amazon, they're all over the place. So yeah, maybe somebody will say, you know what? We like what he does, and he's doing it all by himself, you know, and he's the only actor in these films. It's kind of an interesting genre that he's creating, like this solo filmmaking thing. He's shooting it himself, he's writing it, he's directing it, he's acting in it, he's editing it, he's doing all the sound, he's doing the lighting, he's doing the wardrobe, he's doing the locations, he's doing everything. He's running around with his backpack and his car and his cheap little lights and tripods and things like that, and he's figuring it out. He's solving the problems. And so yeah, I'm going to put it here on YouTube because, you know, like I said, you know, it's on some streaming services. My first film is on some streaming services. This film, which is called This Is the End for Me, it just won Best Coming of Age Feature Film at the Manhattan Film Festival recently. It was shown at Cinema Village down in the Village in New York City. It was a big, big thrill to see it on a big screen, mainly because I thought if Roger Deakins watched that, he wouldn't hate it. You know, he would say, you know what, good work. I mean, he might hate the story or whatever. You can't account for somebody's taste, but he wouldn't say it's unprofessional, it looks crappy, because it held up on a big screen. Just using a Panasonic S5 and 2 Minolta vintage manual lenses adapted to my full frame camera. All edited in DaVinci Resolve by myself, using a cheap purple Panda lavalier mic and my Zoom H1N audio recorder. And my first film was done on my phone. So whatever, that's not here nor there. I want you to see it. And you know, like I have the Center of Distance is on YouTube too, even though I guess it's really not supposed to be because it is on streaming services and people would think I'm crazy, but I know how people are, you know. When you give people something for free, when they know that they could come to my YouTube channel and they could see me for free every day if they want, they don't want to spend $3.99 to see my movie. They don't even want to watch my movie because it's more than 3 minutes long. But the funny thing is that people have been watching my videos all the way through. 45 minutes, 50 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes is short for me. This is going to be a really short video for me. But it's okay. You know, I'm going to offer it for free because I want you to see it, because I want to share this story with you. And I also want to inspire you to know that you could do it too if you want to. You can't do it like me, but I can't do it like you. You know, just do you. I'm doing me. You cannot copy me. You can't do what I do, but I can't do what you do. And I would never try, because you have something special and unique, unlike anybody else. Like, you have that thing that nobody else knows, that nobody else has, that nobody else can do, that nobody else can come up with. Only you can do that. You just have to figure out what that is, what you're willing to share, how vulnerable you're willing to be. For me, that's easy, you know, because it's my lifeblood. It's what I do. It's really the only thing in my life, to be honest with you. And, you know, I don't say that as, oh, I'm so great, or what. I say it because it's real. You know, I'm totally dedicated to it. And it's great sacrifice in that, you know. I don't have a lot of personal relationships. I don't have a lot of life outside of my art. And that's real. And so, yeah, I'm going to put this up on YouTube, and I want to share it, and I want you to watch, and I hope you'll watch the whole thing. And I hope you'll watch it straight through. And I hope you'll watch it when you have the time and the space and the energy and the focus to sit there and receive it, because it's not made to be seen, you know, like 10 minutes at a time, because then you lose it. It's like going to the movies. It's like going to a play. That's what I hope. That's the way it's made. Same thing with my first film, The Center of Distance. If you break it up, you've seen it, but you haven't really seen it, because that's not the way it's intended to be received. Any artist will tell you that they wish that people would receive it in the way that they intend for people to get it, to receive it, to take it in. And so I hope that you'll do that, that you'll wait until you have an hour and a half. This film, for me, is short. It's 93 minutes. The Center of Distance is 2 hours and 7 minutes. My plays are 2.5 hours. So for me, 93 minutes is a short film. But obviously it's a feature-length, long-form work of art. My story, my personal story. So, you know, I hope you watch it. You know, The Center of Distance is the third and final part of a trilogy that I have worked on for 17 years. It started with my first play, which was Broke Wide Open. Second part was The Center of Distance, which actually started as a play called The Red Plaid Suitcase that was supposed to open at the Signature Theater in Manhattan, but COVID shut it down, so I adapted it and made a movie out of it, shot it on my phone. And this is the end for me, is the end of that series of stories. And why and the explanation of that is a whole other story that I won't get into now, but check out my website. There's a lot of information there. But I just wanted to explain why I would do this, why I would put it out for free. It's really, you know, I could wait. You know, it's going through the festivals. I've actually withdrawn it from certain festivals because I don't want to wait. You know, there are certain festivals that are like, oh, it can't ever have been seen in public, or it can't be online, or whatever. And I'm like, what am I waiting for? You know, The Center of Distance is on all these streaming services, and I'm not making any real money. You know, if I could buy a house with this money, you know, if I could like pay off all my debt, if my life would really change, then, you know, I would approach it differently probably. But because it's not changing my life, why not do what I want to do? So that's what I'm going to do. So I hope you watch it. I'm going to release it in the next video. So the next video you see after this one is going to be This Is the End for Me, my new film, scored by Steve Peckman, with contributions by Barbara Annell and Ian Smith. And I'm really proud of it. And yeah, I hope it inspires you. And I really hope that it lifts you to the point of saying, I could do something like that. Because I would love to see other people, you know, who think that they need a big budget, they need collaborators, they need a producer, they need a studio, you don't need anything. You need you and your willingness to do that work. And it is fucking hard. It's not easy. It takes a lot. And there'll be a lot of moments during the time where you'll want to quit and give up because you're all by yourself and you're not getting any help, and you're going out, and if you're doing it the way you really want to do it, you're going out in bad weather on purpose. You're You know, in my case, like you're going in the Atlantic Ocean in the middle of the winter, you're doing crazy things. But if you really want to do it, I'm just saying, you could do it. And if you're really a filmmaker, you're going to figure it out, because that's what filmmaking is. It's about solving problems. It's about figuring it out. It's just about getting it done, you know, no matter how long it takes. You know, I've worked on plays that have been developed for 6 years. Center of Distance took me 2.5 years to complete. This movie took about 1.5 years to 2 years, something like that. It's a lot of time. Think about it. Brooklyn Quartet, my second play, was 5 years of my life. 5 years. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm gonna release this film. I hope you love it. And yeah, the next video you see on YouTube is going to be a full-length feature film written by me, Rockwilk. This is the end for me. And that's all I got to say about that. We'll talk about it afterwards.